our entire bytecode development team joins us here in Boston, and we are launching the next generation of our system to incorporate some of the more advanced features that we've been exploring the last few months. And so we're very excited to have them here, and we're excited to see what this next generation we build together is going to look like. Millions of records that are very sensitive, contain sensitive banking information. You have to have very good information security systems. The bytecode team is excellent with respect to their knowledge of the Azure platform and the security systems, and always work to try to find us the best solutions. So Micronotes is an AI-driven automation tool that helps banks and credit unions increase deposits, increase quality loans, and reduce customer or member attrition. And it does that with data, AI, and interactive tools that operate in mobile banking, SMS, email, direct mail systems. So my name is Devon Kinkead. I'm the founder and CEO of Micronotes, and we started Micronotes many years ago, and we now have. We were specifically trying to solve a problem that the banks had, which is customers weren't going into bank branches anymore. They were increasingly going onto their phones and online to do their banking. So eventually there would come a time when there was no interaction other than digital between the bank and their customers. So we designed a set of tools to help banks reconnect with customers in their lives so that so they could do a better job servicing those customers. So our partnership with bytecode started several years ago, and it was at a time in the company where the company was having, as a startup company, we're based in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and when you're based in Cambridge, Massachusetts as a startup software company, you are competing with Microsoft, you're competing with Google, you're competing with Amazon. And even though we have pretty good relationships with local universities, specifically MIT, it's very difficult to compete for talent with Google and Amazon and Microsoft, who are literally almost on the MIT campus. For example, in one case, we attempted to recruit a developer out of MIT, and we matched all of the salary requirements and all the other basic requirements. But Google decided to throw in a BMW, a brand new BMW, as a signing bonus. Very difficult for a startup to compete with. So we had to look for talent elsewhere, and as we were looking around, of course, at that time, Gonzalo Contento became the head of engineering of the company. Gonzalo had a good relationship with the people at bytecode, with the managing directors at bytecode, and we realized that by partnering with bytecode, we could get very high quality work done, software development work done, and we could get it done, quickly and at a cost level that was competitive for us. And so we started working with Bycode a couple of years ago, and needless to say, the partnership has grown quite a bit, and we view the Bycode team as a very important strategic partner for the success of Micronotes.
I appreciate that long answer because the people is going to understand our relationship. Thank you so much. Devon.
So I think the most significant successes, I would say, that we've produced together with the Bycode team have been around stability, scalability, and information security. We work in the banking industry, and those are all very important key performance metrics for our customers. So obviously, when you're working with millions of records that are very sensitive, contain sensitive banking information, you have to have very good information security systems. The Bycode team is excellent with respect to their knowledge of the Azure platform and the security systems, and always work to try to find us the best solutions, and with always an eye towards the costs, because you can't, you can buy everything, in sight, but it's not always affordable. And so I think that was helpful. I think in terms of stability, I'll give you one example. One of our SLAs for app response, working with the Bycode team, putting out a new API. Our SLAs have improved by a factor of 3. So we used to run around. Our response times were on the order of 500 milliseconds. I think they're now around 125 milliseconds, and so the platform is very stable. Usually the only time we get into trouble with the platform per se, it has more to do with something went wrong with Microsoft Azure, and their servers, versus something that went wrong that Bycode did. So those are some examples, and I think just this week the entire Bycode development team is joining us here in Boston. That's really important to us. We care about relationships. We care about the relationships between people, and particularly our developers. So just this week, our entire Bycode development team joins us here in Boston, and we are launching the next generation of our system to incorporate some of the more advanced features that we've been exploring the last few months. And so we're very excited to have them here, and we're excited to see what this next generation we build together is going to look like, using all of their skills, using all of our skills, our domain expertise, our data sets, and their skills in software development, and more specifically in the AI architectures that reside inside of Azure.
You notice that Redis benefits from working with us. I don't know if you respond in the last question, but if you want to comment.
I would say the main strengths of the collaboration are that the Bycode team works very well with our team, and is very service oriented, and usually when we have a problem that we need the team's help with, the only answer back is, how can we help? So there are some partners who either don't get back to you, or it takes 3 days for them to get back to you, or sometimes they never get back to you. But the BICode team I would describe it as the BICode team has real ownership of the solution and of any problem with the solution. They view it as their own. And when you have a team of people who take ownership, then they do whatever it takes to make it right. And so that's pretty unusual, and that's one of the things we really appreciate about the BICode collaboration. Also, the coffee that Juan and Carlos bring us from Colombia, of course, is a key point in the collaboration. So, but no, it's a very it's a very, very good collaboration, and we work well together, and we always feel like we're really partners here, and that is what and that's what the team delivers.
Testimonial or anecdote from a satisfied customer that reflects the value that our work that we provide.
So this gets back to the previous remarks I made about stability, information security, uptime, system performance. Those are all of the key things, I think, that, I actually should say this. So BICode rebuilt or basically refactored our machine learning systems. So the BICode team took a system that frankly was more of a prototype than it was a production system, and essentially rebuilt it from scratch and did the things that needed to be done. They organized the data, they put the data in data lakes, they updated, they used the same machine learning systems, but they applied them in a way that was much more robust. And so one of the outcomes of that was we started to produce predictions for our customers, which were extremely accurate. So, for example, the attrition risk scoring. In some cases, the attrition risk scoring system is now producing accuracy levels of 85, 86%. When I tell that to customers, they are astonished that we can predict with that level of accuracy. And so this is an interesting point. This is a case where the technology has once again run ahead of the humans, because it's one thing to be able to say to a customer, one of our customers, hey, look, I can give you a list of 100 customers that are probably going to leave the bank in the next 90 days. And you know what? If I come back in 90 days, 86 of them for sure will be gone. So the question now is no longer an analytics question. It's a business question. What are you going to do to keep those customers from leaving the bank? And so, and a lot of bankers don't have a good answer to that. So the reason I tell you this story is because we're at a place now where, particularly with OpenAI, where the technology is running way ahead, the capabilities of the technology are running way ahead of the industries that, we serve, the banking industry. The technology is able to do things that the bankers haven't yet figured out how to execute on. And so we're in a position where we not only can show capabilities that they've never seen before, I mean, at performance levels that they've never seen before, but then we have to help them develop strategies to use these new predictive capabilities to improve their businesses. And so that's an interesting place to be in, and we're happy to be in this place with BICode.
What point gives you this responsibility?
Well, I mean, I think trust comes from relationships, and relationships come through time and through interaction, right? And so we've learned over the last few years that that the BICO team is competent and trustworthy, and so and has helped us implement a lot of the requirements that many of our partners have around, for example, information security, so data loss protection, for example. So, I mean, I would say I would say it's like any relationship. As the relationship moves forward, and as you realize that you can trust your partner with ever greater tasks, with more responsibility, then that continues to the responsibility size continues to grow. And so that's really been our experience with you guys is we trust you, Gonzalo trusts you, and we don't feel that trust has been misplaced. The software industry, the software consulting, development consulting industry has been, largely thought of as being mostly an Indian and Eastern European activity. I have a friend who's in the IT business in Chile, who built many companies, and then became a venture capitalist and dear friend of mine. I asked him about the quality of software engineering in South America generally, just Chile versus Colombia versus Argentina, just generally speaking, because his company uses software services from around South America, and he said that the Colombian engineers are excellent. He said they're from a skill competence perspective, I think he said they're on par with those in Chile. So and then he sort of began comparing different countries in South America, but he was very complimentary of the Colombian engineering community, which I thought was a little bit surprising, simply because it's not India, it's not Eastern Europe, it's which is historically where most of the IT consulting businesses started. But if I were, if I'm just better educated now, not only because of our relationship with BICode, but also because I have friends in South America who I trust and I know, and they say good things specifically about the engineering community in Colombia. And of course, Gonzalo is a good example of that. I mean, he's an excellent engineer, and we're proud to have him as our CTO. So. Okay. Okay. Congratulations again on your wedding.
Really happy for you.